Drew does in fact wish he could be here. He is working.
Drew is here through the power of movie magic, Zach.
Is this where I'm supposed to put it in? Hi, I'm Drew. What's going on, guys?
Oh, man, wheat's pretty cool. Yeah.
Go Packers.
I like Swiss cheese. I like the Packers.
Oh God.
I don't understand baseball.
Let's do this fucking thing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BOTA cast. I'm James. I'm going to be co-hosting with Christophilus today. Chris, how the fuck are you?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. How's everybody doing today? We had a wild weekend of some divisional football, and we are also joined by Zack, and we're just going to dive in. And Zach's already ashamed of us.
We are the garbage time with the BOTA, James.
Did I say this is the
You said it the BOTA cast. What are you doing?
Garbage time. Damn it.
Well, this is also garbage time.
I just got
Garbage
shit
time
on for
by
not
the
remembering
BOTA
the name, and then you
by
guys
BOTA Sports.
dove into this. Welcome back to the BOTA
Damn
cast,
it.
fuckers.
Whatever.
Yeah, fuckers.
Welcome to...
He almost did it again.
Yeah, we'll do
Did it again.
Welcome to Taping the Shaft. My name is Mike. Hello.
Triggered.
Welcome to Filleting My Raft.
Oh God, here we go again. Really? Do I really have to have a 20-minute fucking blooper reel this time?
No, this is just going to be a full-on 1 hour blooper reel that we call Garbage Time with BOTA Sports. Boom!
Welcome to Shafting My Tap.
Welcome to Tap 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 Tap.
Welcome to This Doesn't Make Any Fucking Sense.
Welcome
Raft.
to Hockey Sounds with Zach. Zach, make a hockey sound.
Sure. There you go.
I can't wait to clip this for fucking Instagram. Okay, let's lead off with the NFC, the first game. It was the Rams going into Green Bay, and goddamn if I never been more wrong about a take. The Rams ended up losing 18-32, and they just got shellacked. The secondary
That
bad.
like just imagine a plane trying to take off and
Stop. Okay, pause. Do you want to get on the no-fly list, Zach?
No. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. All right.
Blaine Gabbert.
This is not Blaine Gabbert in Logan Airport again. All right, I promise.
Okay.
It's Oh, I know, but I've made some comments about Blaine Gabbert before that could get me put on a no-fly list. But no, it's basically your take to this. Down the runway, the landing gear just like malfunctioned and went up, and then you slid on the tarmac and into the water. That was your take this week.
Killing hundreds.
It literally killing 53 really, but
Yeah, apparently.
yeah.
Oh god, dude. It was Jared Goff, Chris, I'm gonna use your term here, looked fucking flat as hell. I mean, he's making completions, but the receivers weren't doing much. You think it really had something to do with not having Cooper Kupp there, that extra layer of a dimension or dimension?
I mean, I definitely think so, but I mean, I also think it's, he has a broken thumb.
Also fair, but I mean, completion wise, he was fine, but it was only short yardage.
174 yards.
Right.
Not good enough. Not going to do it.
No, I mean, Cam Akers looked good, but once again, I mean, you got to have it going. And when you look at the other side of the ball, you're looking at Aaron Rodgers having 296. Alan Lazard was the leading receiver this game.
Yeah.
Like, insane. And then Aaron Jones was doing Aaron Jones things. 99 yards, 1 touchdown. The Packers defense was too good to deal with Jared Goff was too bad, and the Packers defense was too good. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
James, I'm gonna clip just that audio of you doing the reverse sound, and that's gonna be like the intro sound for the next 2 years.
That. All right, let's
All
get
right.
me down, booth.
Back on, the Rams had nothing going. Like you said, Akers was the only one who kind of did anything, and even at that, Packers defense was beastly. I don't think the Rams really stood a chance at all.
Just watching it.
No, I don't think so either. It was bad. I mean, I did, to be fair. Hindsight's 2020. I was very wrong. But I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Well, I mean, I watched the entire game with Drew, and just like watching the Rams defense play, they played like a bunch of babies. They really did. Like, you know, it was just crazy to me that they had a good stop on the first drive. Obviously, they limited the Packers to only a field goal, which is really all you can ask for. I mean, you know, this is a potent Packers offense, but I knew the game was over early on when Tay caught that like 1 yard touchdown, and Jalen Ramsey just lost his shit. He completely flipped. He completely flipped out like on a 1 yard touchdown. On a double motion by Devontae on the line.
That was my favorite part of the game because Ramsey was looking for someone to blame, and he was trying to go for his linebacker who was in the exact right position.
Yeah, it was his fault.
Sorry you ran into your own linebacker, you fucking idiot.
That's the thing. He got set on the coverage when Tay was on the left side of the line, and then he motioned over to the right, and he wasn't paying attention. If you're not on top of it, it's going to happen. I mean, like, I don't know what you want. It's not anyone else's fault but his. I mean, it was a good play, and even if you're a good corner, sometimes a good play just beats you. But that's when I knew it was over, because I knew that even if, you know, Jalen Ramsey held Devontae Adams to, 50 yards or like 3 receptions, that touchdown was the backbreaker in my mind for Jalen Ramsey's just like mental status in that game. Mm-hmm. And once Jalen Ramsey is out of it, then it's it, because obviously Alan Lazard was the leading receiver. He was just getting shots downfield, and that was the killer. So, I mean, that was clearly in Matt LaFleur's game plan, which is amazing game plan.
But that's the exact thing is Ramsey could have recovered for that had he not thrown a fucking temper tantrum. Instead, he throws a temper tantrum and starts blaming his own team, and obviously look what happened. That guy was checked out of the game from them on.
Do you think this is a different game with Aaron Donald playing fully healthy? Because obviously he's dealing with a rib injury for most of it. Just sidelined him at one point.
I didn't even know he was playing with an injury.
Yeah, he had a cracked rib.
Oof. It's got to hurt.
Yeah, but do you think a healthy Aaron Donald changed this game?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but not to the point. I mean, Packers won by 14. I don't think that would have, maybe by 7. I don't think Donald really had as much of I think a healthy Donald definitely has more of an effect, but not enough to change this game.
No, I think you're right on that one, Chris. Zach, do you have any thoughts before I give one shout out, my defensive shout out?
Any more thoughts specifically? I think the only thing I would have to say is that this Packers offense, at least for that one game, was very, very balanced. And that is a scary thing if you are a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
We're going to talk about that. So that's going to be the next matchup. But I think I'm going to let Chris transition into that one off of the last game. Ooh.
That was the...
What? That's the wrong game you're talking about. We're on Bills now.
No, that one...
I'm saying I'm going to... God damn it, Chris. Why do you have to ruin everything?
You just confused the hell out of me. I'm sorry.
I was going to let you transition the NFC Championship off of the last game we're reviewing, you son of a bitch.
All right. Well, we're transitioning now to...
Yeah, fuck it. Ravens-Bills.
The night game of Saturday.
What a shit show for Baltimore. Absolute shit show.
I mean,
yeah, I mean that was just
look great either.
Okay, well, so my thing about that is no, he didn't look great, but there were like 40-mile-an-hour winds in Buffalo. So I mean, can you really be all that great if you got the ball going straight up like this and then just taking a nosedive 3 seconds off the ground?
Did you see the long snappers had to change their rotation because the wind was literally taking the ball.
Right. I mean, it wasn't, and you could see it. The wind is bad if off the snap, just on a regular ball, that ball is wobbling. I mean, like even Josh Allen had some issues. Mm-hmm. I mean, my thought was looking back at like the Steelers Browns game with that first snap coming off. I was like, all right, well maybe it's just a bad snap, but almost every ball was coming off like that. It seemed to me like the Ravens were having a much harder time with it because they're not used to playing in that kind of wind.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you look at the personnel out on the field and look at the packages that they were in, the Bills played a lot more shotgun and were able to handle that snapping and that wind way better than Lamar was. Because he had a hard time handling that ball out of the shotgun, and that severely limited his ability to either run the ball or even pass it. I mean, because the Bills have, like I said, the Bills have a really fast defense. They were getting to him really quickly, so he didn't have time to adjust. And I mean, they only scored 3 points. So the win was a huge factor.
I think it ties down to, again, as we saw last year, is playoff Lamar Jackson is a run-first quarterback, and you limit him running, and I don't know if he chokes in the pocket, to put it best. And he gets some of those throws. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he threw to, who was it? Marquise Brown?
Yes.
Oh, my screen froze, but yes. For 96 yards, I think. And that's not terrible, but when you limit Lamar Jackson's running abilities, he definitely starts to cave a little bit. And that's exactly what happened.
That's the whole point, is that, he's not a deep ball passer. I mean, he can hit some of those, but most of the time when he's passing, Marquise has about a 5-yard cushion on anyone. So he doesn't have to be the most accurate passer if his wide receivers are, getting 3 to 4 yards or 5 yards of separation from the nearest defender. I mean, that was a huge reason why they were so good last year. But like, teams were ready for them this year. I mean, it's apparent because they're playing tighter coverage, and you're just seeing that Lamar is not an accurate quarterback. He's not a good quarterback, to be completely honest with you. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's an amazing athlete. You can't take that from him. But I mean, look at what happened to Michael Vick. One of the best athletes of all time in the sport. Not a good quarterback all that much. Not great. Mediocre at best.
Who played for the Pats this year?
Well, he's a little different.
Oh boy, here we go.
Newton is an amazing athlete. He's a trash quarterback.
Okay, again, he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson because he has the arm strength to go with it. So he can whip the ball in there, and he was at least a little more accurate than Lamar has been over the past 2 years. I'll give Cam some credit. When Cam was on, vintage Cam versus vintage Lamar, I would take vintage Cam over vintage Lamar, hands down. Because vintage Cam, that 15-1 season, he put up passing numbers. Like, he put up like 4,500 yards and like 40 touchdowns. Like, he was legit through the air. And now, no, God no. But I mean, he had the numbers to back up that season. But anyways, this isn't.
Yeah, but I think Lamar Jackson's still young enough that he has those years to fix those things. Cam Newton, on the other hand,
no, he does.
That was his prime. I think it's safe to say his prime is gone.
No, right, he does. Yeah. But I mean, again, right now, like I said, like, if you can have a vintage Lamar, he's only played 2 full seasons in the NFL. Yeah. Obviously, he won an MVP last year, which I don't really agree with. But I mean, that's history, so whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's not about Cam Newton, Lamar, but it's about Lamar. But
yeah, and I completely understand what you're saying. He's a run first, especially in the playoffs. His throwing capabilities are severely limited, and especially you throw that wind into that game like it was, and that's exactly what happens. And switching it over to the other side, I know last week we thought Singletary would actually be a factor in this game, and he really was not for Buffalo. The run game for Buffalo was not as strong as I thought, at least.
Yeah, I mean, getting an average of 3.6 on 7 carries, 25 yards. Not good.
Yeah, I know. So the Bills have a lot to fix if they're going to go into next week or this week. But if Josh Allen can come out again, I mean, Josh Allen went 206 for one, so that's not horrible. I mean, he's had better games, so
Yeah, I think yeah, he's obviously had better games. But playoffs, the Ravens defense really the last 5 or 6 games has been no joke. I mean, they limited Derrick Henry to almost nothing. I mean, I think it was what did we say? It was like 40 yards on 18 carries.
Something ridiculous. He was getting like 2 points.
Ridiculous. I mean, that's on the Titans for not running him more because I mean, if you're gonna ride Derrick Henry to 380 carries the entire season and then use him for less than his game average, what the hell are you doing, Tennessee? But anyways, that's besides the point. I think the win was a factor in both games. I mean, it wasn't just the Ravens. Like you could see it in the Bills game too, but the Bills just played better. But the thing I like about the Bills is that I hate always bringing it back to this, but they have that Patriot-like mentality where they can morph into what they need to be in order to beat their opponent, which is why I like them so much in this playoff run, because I've seen that throughout the season. You know what I mean? I've seen them morph into different teams. Like, if they need to run the ball, when they had Zach Moss, they could run the ball and him and Josh Allen and be a run team first. And that defense can really do it all. I mean, they're fast enough to keep up with any sort of running quarterback. I would be very worried as a Chiefs fan next week. Obviously, we'll get into this, but if Patrick Mahomes does play, I wouldn't even be worried about the concussion. I'd worry about his leg. Especially with that Bills defense. He's not going to be able to scramble all that much.
We'll get into that coming up because I have a lot to say about that.
I'm just saying, like, just as a preface, like, I like that Bills defense. I know they weren't as good as last year, but they're a fast defense, and they can fucking cover anyone.
Did you just say a preface?
Yeah.
Now, I think heading back to the Bills.
Oh, I don't know. Preface. I'm not good with words. It's fine. Word, me no word. Sorry.
If we're gonna call Chris out for epitome, you get preface.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
The epitome of a football player.
I've heard preface. I've heard people call it preface all the time, but I've never.
Preface is more potent than regular face.
True.
I don't know the English language. I'm sorry. All right, heading back to the Bills. I think the only notable player really was, as usual, Stephon Diggs. And I mean, 8 receptions, 106 yards, a touchdown. The long was only 20-yard throw though, which is kind of wild. That's the long was 31 for the whole entire game. That was the longest throw. So that's very low, but Diggs coming in clutch again and just showing what he can do when he's happy.
I want to talk about this. Oh, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying that's exactly what we kind of talked about this whole season. Happy Diggs is a different player.
Yes, agreed. I mean, the post game interview with him and Josh Allen too, just like enforced that for me. But I just want to read out my my soggy strategy for the Bills if they wanted to beat the Ravens. Get the ball to Diggs early and often. What did they do? They got the ball to Stephon Diggs like 5 times in the first 5 minutes. They won the game. Win the turnover battle. Lamar was not good. They turned the ball over, twice? I think they had a fumble and a pick, right?
Yeah.
James, was it you that said the Bills would be the best in the AFC East this year?
Are we really going to do that?
I think everyone said they were going to be the best in the AFC East. I think that's no question. Again, I will. This is it. This is all I'm going to say about the subject. I was the one that brought up the subject that I think that the Ravens are going to take a nosedive and the Bills would be the second best team in the AFC. Look what happened. Suck my cock.
No.
Wait, are you sure? Because like that offer still stands, Chris.
For those of you that don't know, Zach and Chris are first cousins.
Yes, we are. Yes, and we're really close to being Alabama Slammers. Jesus face. It's a joke. Calm down.
I know.
Oh
Not really.
man, this is great. All right, let's transition over. Obviously, Ravens lose to the Bills 17-3,
Cousin
and
Love
that's
is
our
the red
last
love for
for
me.
Saturday games. So moving on to Sunday. Take it away, James.
Fuck was that? No, fuck you. I said.
We had an awkward silence. I got a
before we
transition.
transition.
There was no awkward silence.
You're like, and that's it. Let's transition over to
Oh yeah,
Sunday."
let's cut James off. James has something to say. I don't care.
Fuck you guys. Who won the Stephon Diggs trade?
What do you mean who won the Stephon Diggs trade? The Bills. Who? Okay, what did they get for Stephon Diggs?
They got, I'm glad you asked, a first round pick last year, 5th round pick, a 6th round pick, and a 4th round pick this year.
What did the first round pick turn out to be?
Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
That's
All
what I was
Your
gonna.
opinion now?
Okay. All right. So
Yay.
That's
Would the Bills have
That's
taken
tough.
Justin Jefferson? Would the Bills have taken Justin Jefferson?
yeah, they needed
God, it
a
was
wide
so
receiver.
good.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. So I gotta say, yeah, you get JJ, but Stephon Diggs has worked out so well. I think they both won. I think they both got what they needed. I really do. I mean, I can't. I think in the long term, the Vikings won because Justin Jefferson's gonna be a once in a generational player. I think it's just what it seems like is gonna happen. But again, we've seen a lot crazier things.
Just wait for Chase, baby. Jamar's coming.
That's also scary. But anyways, so I don't know. I mean, I would say the long term probably the Vikings, but right now I think they both won out. Obviously, the Vikings didn't need Diggs. It was souring. They got someone that wants to be there, and he had the best rookie season for a wide receiver in Vikings history. And you also have to remember who was the other wide receiver that you know what I'm saying? Fucking Randy Moss. It was Randy Moss. I don't know why you need to beat around the bush. It was Randy Moss.
You want to beat Randy Moss's bush?
What's up, Randy?
Like the horse race guy?
Sup, Randy? Call me, bro.
Love that.
Zach, I'm going to strongly agree that as of right now, both sides, I'm going to push the scale a little bit to the Vikings just because you don't know what they're going to be able to do.
So here's my thing. If the Bills end up winning the Super Bowl, I am saying unequivocally the Bills. Because if they didn't add a ton of different pieces. Their key acquisition was Stephon Diggs and obviously the maturation of Josh Allen. But you added someone that has so much chemistry with your quarterback that he's playing on an elite level. Then I don't care if you have Justin Jefferson. I'd rather have a Super Bowl than a perennial all-star wide receiver that doesn't win you anything.
Fair. It's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Chris?
I agree. I think, Justin Jefferson was a huge addition. Don't get me wrong. And he is going to be an absolute star. But I don't think that first round pick for the Bills would have been, 1, Justin Jefferson, 2, the amazing chemistry that we see Diggs and Allen have. Now, again, I think Justin Jefferson really connects on the Vikings. I don't think we would have seen that same thing on the Bills.
And my thing is if that trade doesn't happen, yes, Justin Jefferson had a good season. That's very true.
An amazing season.
But there's no bona fide number one wide receiver in the Bills system. You can't sit there and tell me, oh, well, Cole Beasley's your number one. No, you can't sit there and tell me John Brown's your number one. He was last year. That's fine. But he was injured all year, and it was going to happen whether or not they made the trade or not. I mean, it's inevitable. But unproven.
Not number one, though.
Yeah, no, I know. But you see what I'm saying? I think it worked out the way it needed to for. I think as far as trades go, and I mean, obviously, if we look at other trades, I'm sure we'll find some. But I think both teams really won out. I think they paid the right amount for this player who came in and really, I wouldn't say changed, but he brought an organization to a level they haven't been in a long time. I think that's what I think it is. But
fair enough. I think.
All right. There goes Chris.
He's talking to someone. I'm going to take over, and we're going to talk about my Browns taking on the Chiefs. This is a game I went into, and I didn't think I was optimistic. I picked them, going to back my boys. but this is a game I did not expect us to win, and we did not. But we didn't lose in an awful fashion. I mean, 17-22. Zach, you said it earlier. Holding the Browns to holding the high-powered Chiefs offense to 22 points with the fucking team we put out there, phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, as far as product on the field, like you guys did a good job of limiting some of the options. The only thing you guys couldn't do is stop Travis Kelce. And I think if you were able to see, that's the thing. You guys are literally one coverage linebacker away from beating the Chiefs. If you could, or even a safety, like you can get, a big safety on Travis Kelce. Not that it's gonna work, but at least you have the options there because Travis Kelce is almost uncoverable. It's very difficult to cover Travis Kelce. I mean, it's like prime Gronk. Like you have three guys covering Gronk. He still makes a one-handed catch on Denver. Like, what the fuck is that?
I think
you know what I mean? It's insane.
When you talk about Kelce, though, Gronk is just an absolute beast. Don't get me wrong, but Kelce has that mindset too. Kelce, I think, is really good at route running in general, and he uses his body. Don't get me wrong, Gronk is, but Gronk was one of those goofy guys that could just run into someone and keep going. I think Kelce has. I'm not saying Kelce's prime Gronk because I think Gronk shows that he's maybe a little step further up, but Kelce is an amazing all-around football player.
Let me tell you a little story. All right. And so
gather around, kid.
Gather around. It's time for Soggy Story. It's with Soggy, boy.
Soggy Stories would have been a better title. No one sit on his lap. Zach, go ahead.
No one sit on my lap. I promise you, it is at least 60% wet.
That's how you get on the no-fly list.
That's how I get on a lot of other lists. James, are you curious as to why it's 60% wet or?
No, I'm just ew.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, listen, it's a No Goes podcast. What do you want from me? So the thing with Gronk is like he's so goofy and all that kind of stuff and personality, but like in his private life, he's actually a very serious and like very family oriented and saved all his money. So no, I'm just saying. So like when you see Travis Kelce on the field, like. He's like big, tough guy, like all that kind of stuff. This man parties so fucking hard. He spent his first 4 years worth of contract on shoes, jewelry, and partying. When he lived in Kansas City, his first 2 years, he didn't own a single piece of furniture. He spent all of his money on partying and all that kind of shit. So, not that money has to do with anything, but like. You see Gronk and you're like, oh, he's like a goofball and he parties, all this kind of shit. Like, he's the exact opposite off the field as he is on the field. Same thing for Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is like, he seems like very serious and like, yeah, he likes to have fun or whatever, but like, he's a party animal. Like this man like still parties to this day. Like
off the field doesn't matter in this situation. It's on the field, which is exactly what you're saying. They're the polar opposites. Gronk is goofy on the field, but an amazing player. Kelce, though.
James, I'm confused. What's wrong? You're just so. What's wrong?
I just realized we forgot to get Drew's thoughts on the game.
I told y'all.
I completely forgot, dude.
All right. Well, guess what?
We're gonna have to.
Here we go.
We can figure that out.
All right. So.
No, wait. We'll just do it during the championship game.
All right. Fine.
Fuck them.
Fine. Sorry, Drew. I vouched for you.
I was like, dude, we're supposed to do something, and then just fuck.
We can still make it work.
Oh yeah, he put the video up. The video is up, by the way, so I can edit that in.
All right, but back to my take is Kelce is more serious on the field and has that kind of serious mentality. Not that Gronk didn't, but Gronk definitely had more fun with it. Kelce, I just think, has a little more serious mindset to it, and I think that. Kelce will never be what Gronk was because Gronk just put up numbers. I don't think that will be beat in a long time from a tight end, but Kelce is an all-around amazing tight end.
I think you're going to be surprised if Travis Kelce has a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's already broken tight end records. I mean, I just think that he's healthy. He's terrorizing every single defense he comes into contact with. I think you might see Travis Kelce go down as the best tight end of all time when it's all said and done.
maybe, but I'm banking on when you have these big guys like Kelsey and Gronk, when injuries start to happen, they hit harder. And we can look at Gronk and see that perfectly.
Fair.
But
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
habit. I mean, at this point in his career, though, to be honest with you, it's word. Wow. I
Wow,
feel like it's
word.
either
Not phone for you right there.
I feel like it's either retire or like what? I mean, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that ends up going. But I want to talk a little bit about the Browns offense because that was the shining moment for me. I mean, watching you know, obviously it's not a fucking hidden fact that I'm the biggest like Baker stan in the world, but watching how he progressed this year from being kind of like he's fighting for a starting spot, and then it's like, you know, maybe he had a couple questionable games. Even I was like, fuck, I think that's it. I think he's the issue. To now becoming like a surefire franchise quarterback is an insane progression, and you saw that in action today. There was the one against that. There was the one bad interception, but every other fucking throw he was putting out there kept them in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, 22-17, James. You lost by 5 points to the bona fide best team in the NFL.
Right.
In the playoffs, which you guys weren't technically even supposed to make.
Right.
Because people counted you out.
Right.
And Baker wasn't supposed to have the kind of year he was going to have and all that kind of shit. So, yeah, as a Browns fan, I'd be pretty fucking happy with where they're at because, I mean, just think about it like this. Look at the Bills. They're in the same – they're – you know, you're a younger Bills team in terms of years of experience in the playoffs. So the Bills, like, for the past couple of years, they've been in the playoffs, but you've seen them. They're just not ready yet. And I think the Browns are there. You know, they're ready. They made the playoffs, and they were a good team, but they're just not ready to take that next step to be a perennial contender for the AFC. I really think it starts with making sure everyone's healthy. So if you have OBJ and Jarvis, that game's a different story, James. You win that game. So you guys are literally a couple pieces away from really being a perennial contender. And I mean, there's nothing to say about it other than if you can keep Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, you're going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually disagree with you, Zach, because I truthfully think, I mean, definitely a few pieces added on could really change that, but the Browns could have won that game, and I think they should have.
That's what I said.
If not for, I know, but you're saying like if everyone was healthy and stuff, I think they're a contender now. And that's the problem is they just made non-contender mistakes. Like, I mean, the biggest one, I think that James will probably have some thoughts on this is the Rashard Higgins touchback fumble. And that's something like
There's a fighting words around here.
if you're that, especially in this game, if you're that top receiver right there, that's not something that you can allow to happen. I don't know what his thought process was because I never would have stuck that ball out. I know you want the touchdown, but when you see that guy coming in like that, that's a tough ball to extend out. But I understand the thing, but that's something that you cannot have happen.
No,
And
so
completely removing the fact that it was targeting.
no. So that's my issue. So I don't have issues with him sticking out the ball like that because he's coming in at an angle off to the side. So whoever made the play on defense made an excellent play. I don't chalk that up as Rashard Higgins being careless with the ball. Because if you're careless with the ball, you're Cam Newton against Buffalo where you have the ball on the offside, it gets punched out, and then, you know, game over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rashard Higgins did what he needed to do. That's a playoff type move. Like 99 out of 100 times, that's a touchdown. But it's the Chiefs. I mean, what else do you want me to say? The same Chiefs that are gonna probably have Patrick Mahomes play, even though he just had a concussion. So
that's a very good point. I mean, I that does change my mindset a little bit, but I think back onto this play, what frustrated me more is that there was a receiver for the Browns in that end zone who watched that ball roll out and realized after the fact. Everyone thought it was a touchdown. Don't get me wrong. I'm
that's a split second. That's a
him.
split second thing. Like
I know. But that just hurts so much more for a Browns fan.
No, I understand. But also, if you're a Browns fan, you have to realize that ball went out of the end zone in 0.2 seconds. If if he had made that play and got the ball, obviously saving it from the end zone, it would have been a miraculous play. Miraculous.
Yeah,
So,
don't
like,
get me
yeah.
wrong. Don't
No,
get
I
me
know.
wrong.
I'm
It's
just
just
saying, like,
when you see that in real
crazy.
time, you're like, oh my God. First off, everyone thought it was a touchdown. Then they review it, and that ball's literally punched out 3 inches before that crosses the plane. And then the other receiver that was down in that end zone was like, had the opportunity, but had no clue that it was a fumble or anything, like, what are you supposed to do? And that's just one of the, that has changed my mindset. And it's just an unfortunate situation, but that's one of the things that could have changed this game, along with, I mean, diving deeper into the game, the fact that the NFL coddles to Patrick Mahomes, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
That's more of a BOTA show discussion.
Yeah.
Huh?
We'll deep dive into that because at that point we'll know where he stands, where Patrick Mahomes stands.
If this was any other quarterback, there would be no where he stands. He'd be out next week. If it's the NFL's little pet boy, of course you're gonna coddle all your ways and then claim that it's nerve damage and not.
I seriously want us to find the actual rules for NFL concussion protocol, because they're gonna add some fucking stupid ass rule to the rule book behind everyone's back to say, oh, well, if they clear concussion protocol after 3 days and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very hypocritical for a league that promotes and just absolutely fucking pounds player safety and then doesn't protect its fucking players when it matters. It doesn't make any sense. Drew gets so pissed about this all the time too. Like with the helmet to helmet shit. That wouldn't have been a touchback if the league was actually watching out for player safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where was the call?
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
Why fuck with ratings though? That gets people talking. Why fuck with ratings if it makes you money?
No, but
that's exactly what's happening.
No. But you have it completely flipped. The ratings would have gone up if the Browns took a lead over the Chiefs and Chad Henne had to try and bring them back against the Browns. I think this has nothing to do with it. I just think that you get a mindset in the playoffs if you're a ref, like, oh, it's the playoffs, so we'll just be lax. But like, how are you gonna call? Like, I get you can call some things differently in the playoffs. Like, if there's a hold here, or maybe the pass interference thing is a whole fucking different discussion. But player safety doesn't matter. Week 1 to the Super Bowl should always be called the same, no matter who you are. What sport you're in, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But again, it's clearly something that the league doesn't care about enough. I mean, this whole this is a BOTA discussion.
Yeah, but no, sticking on to that topic, just the fact Mahomes goes down and we have probably one of the longest timeouts I think we've seen all season. Mahomes is being dealt with, and okay, he gets taken out. They literally let Chad, I don't know his last, Henne. Thank you.
Yeah, like Henne.
Take like 17 pre-snaps before they're like, oh yeah, Mahomes is definitely out, not coming back. Like, they paused the whole entire game. If that was another quarterback, it would have been rush. If that was Baker Mayfield that went down, it would have been rushing out there, and they would have. And then they adding on to the fact, Mahomes runs into the locker room. If you're in concussion protocol, 1, I don't think you should be running into the locker room. But 2, did anyone see him almost run into the wall when he goes down the stairs?
No, did he really?
No, I missed that. But like, I mean,
he almost smoked the fucking wall.
You know what? Forget about any kind of protocol or any of that rule bullshit. Can we just find that video and send it to an email to Roger Goodell saying, here's your player safety. Here's your star player and your player safety rating, and send him the video. Like, what the fuck? Fuck. Hey, it's so stupid. And like, I'm doing this from a perspective of, if he is going to be the face of the NFL for the next, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, why are you not taking care of him?
But that's the thing, because he is the face of the NFL. Roger Goodell's sitting on his high horse in his $1 million recliner, or if he was at the game, I don't know.
That thing, his recliner at his house looks like he got it from the Ocean State job lot, but that's fine.
But the point being is, Mahomes goes down and he's like, yeah, so concussion protocol is this, but we need Mahomes back. We need Mahomes next week. He brings in the most,
Well,
he
and
was
that's
the highest in jersey sales. So what are
Well,
you going
that's
to do?
the
You're going to
thing,
say,
too.
holy shit, well, this guy has to be in the game. And you're already talking about, there's people coming out saying, yeah, this game should be postponed. This
Okay,
game should
so
be delayed. Like,
no, so
you're
no, it's not going to be
coddling to a
postponed.
single player.
Yeah, not going to be postponed. Not going to be delayed. If that happens, boycott the NFL because they clearly don't care about player safety.
People have been boycotting the NFL since Kaepernick, and
Okay,
they still get shit ton of
but
rating.
that is 100% different when you're dealing with actual player health versus whether or not someone's. That's a whole again. That conversation is way beyond us. But
No. I'm just saying
No, I know.
boycotting the NFL is
No, I know.
something that you can say, but not many will do. That's what. That's the only point I'm getting at.
Oh no, see, that's the thing. Like, if it's over something like this where there's clear bias towards certain players and player health is not being taken into account, I will not watch an NFL playoff game. I will not watch another NFL game.
We had clear bias the whole season with the fact that half the teams have COVID and they're like, yep, just take 2 separate planes, or yeah, you still have to play without a quarterback. And then the Ravens get it and they're like, oh my God, delay this game right now.
I know. But again, that's understandable for the first part, right? You play without a quarterback. But when you coddle Lamar Jackson because you think he's going to be the face of your franchise and blah, 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 that's bullshit. That's fucking stupid. If they get COVID, about half the time, they're the fucking idiots that go out to strip clubs and get it and spread it on their team. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, Lamar Jackson can't play his game. Shut the fuck up, Ravens fans. Not going to win another Super Bowl anyways at that goddamn over-glorified running back. Jesus fucking Christ.
Point being, back to getting on track is Mahomes goes down, concussion protocol. The amount of excuses that come out already that, oh no, he's in concussion protocol, but we're 100% sure it's not a concussion. It was nerve damage. Like, wouldn't you be more worried about nerve damage? One.
Not to mention his 3 out of 5 of his toes on his right foot are probably just shattered. Because he was not walking normally.
I don't think nerve damage is causing you to literally pass out when you stand up. Now, maybe
or run into walls, maybe,
Maybe I don't know what the case is because I don't have nerve damage, but this man literally stands up and basically passes out. Couldn't stand on his legs. So the fact of the matter is, if you're gonna let him play this week, one, you better have some real good evidence that he's okay, because now you're really messing with player safety. And I think a lot of NFL players are going to be like, well, how come I was out for this many games when I was told I was fine? Like, what the fuck is going on? Be straight about it, or don't coddle to one player.
Right. No, agreed. Chris, me and you have very, very strong opinions about this, and we are on the same page. Let's go back to the actual games. I did this to myself. So James,
don't tell us how to run our fucking show.
James loves listening to me rant. He just enjoys it.
Chris, do what you want.
What can I do?
Fuck yourself.
But I did that already 3 times today.
Take your shirt off.
What else am I supposed to do? There will be no nipple play on the fucking garbage time.
No
nipple play. No nipple play.
Just some clamps. Just some clamps.
You want me to get the nipple suction cups I have? You can get those.
I'll put my banana hammock on if you get nipple clamps.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You have to be completely naked.
No.
Nope. Then I'm not doing it. Nope. Sorry.
Dude, this is a family-friendly podcast.
Just glossing over the fact that
there is nothing about what we do that is family-friendly.
No.
To be honest, it also doesn't fit in the thing. So, yeah, I'm not doing that.
What doesn't fit in the thing? What doesn't fit?
You understand what I'm saying.
He's saying his schmeat.
When I put this on, it does not fit. It comes right out.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's easy access for the BOTA boys, right?
So you want me to put that on live TV?
Chris is fucking walking around with Mjolnir between his legs.
Sorry.
This is my hammer dick. Come to me.
This is my pee-pee. This is my pee-pee. Right,
Fuck
Dave.
on.
Love of
He's
God, fuck
getting
Sid.
upset with this now. Zach, we're ruining him.
I'm not getting upset. I just like this.
Take it over, James. Take it over.
No, fucking do the Buck Saints. That was too sad to
I mean,
watch. This.
again,
All
there's
right,
a
moving
reason
on
why
to
they call
Buck
it a
Saints.
banana hammock, Chris. It's because you look like you have a fucking banana in front of you. So, just saying. And also, your
Cassidy, how you
ass
doing?
probably looks really good in that too, right?
You know, to be honest, I just stuffed bananas in there and just tuck it back.
It's his
So it
produce
looks like
bag.
there's something.
I thought it was just to carry bananas.
He brings that to him every time he goes to Wegmans. Just use it as like
Sir, you cannot buy all the bananas.
You don't understand. I have a hammock for it. It's different.
plot twist. It's his hobo carrying sack.
I am here for the bananas for my banana hammock. That's not what bananas are for. Well, you are misleading.
He just has it hanging off a stick
Look.
when he's going into Wegmans.
Someone's fucking lying to me, and I'm gonna figure out who.
I will track you down.
$8. Do it.
Like Zach, what is that Family Guy thing?
What? Which one?
Sir, it is called the poop deck. That is why I pooped on it.
Yes, quite literally.
But anyways, moving on. We got Bucks at Saints, and my personal game of the week. What a fucking game. Let's start off by saying whether or not it is his last game as a Saint. Thank you, Drew Brees, for everything. I think you've had an amazing career. I think you're an amazing player. I think you're an amazing man. And New Orleans just should be so thankful for everything you have done for them.
Yeah,
Whether
I
it
mean,
be-
on and off the field. specifically.
exactly.
On and off.
The things that man has done. I actually it's in my blog I wrote the other day. His charity, the Breeze Dream Foundation, has funded over, I believe it's $125 million to Hurricane Katrina families, to children in need, to homelessness, you name it. Breeze and his wife has done it, and it's just absolutely outstanding.
Can I just add a little bit of a side tangent onto this? This is terrible, and I expect to get roasted for this, but every time I think of like Hurricane Katrina, I think of that video of Mike Myers and Kanye West, and Kanye just goes, President Bush don't like black people. And I'm like, oh God. It's like the most awkward video out there. Is it not though? Have you seen that?
Dude,
It really is. All right. I just throw that out there. I'm just saying, like every time I think of Hurricane Katrina, I think of that video. And obviously the countless number of deaths and people put into. Anyways, we'll move on.
All right, back to the game.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that.
The
one.
Bucks take on the Saints, end up winning 30-20. I mean, it was a solid game. I can't really nothing incredible in stats, to be honest, but excuse me. Brady goes 199 for 2, no interceptions. I think the biggest thing, Breeze had 3 interceptions, 134 for 1 with 3 interceptions, and obviously the Bucks defense. Why am I being laughed at?
You're not being laughed at. James tried to eat his mic, so I went to eat my mic too.
Oh, I like eating mics.
Go for it.
Should I tell Mike that he shouldn't come on then? If you like, is that gonna be a
Yeah,
problem?
we're all cannibals on here.
We're all just-
Cannibal.
All right. The Bucks defense probably played the best game all season. I didn't think that. I honestly said when we talked last week, the Bucks defense would be probably what cost them this game. Boy, was I wrong. And the Bucks defense looked pretty damn incredible.
Devin White. Devin White.
White.
I get them mixed up. Devin White.
Fair.
Stud.
Yep.
Certified stud.
Mm-hmm.
Certified freak. At least 6 days a week. Not sure about the 7th.
Hey Devin, what's up?
But I mean,
Devin, you need some produce handled?
I think
we got a certified banana hammock for your potassium needs.
right here, Devin.
There's a fucking.
All right.
That's gonna be
Point
a
being,
great picture.
God damn it, guys. So this game was just absolutely astounding. I mean, 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, arguably, I mean, the best quarterback of all time with one of the best quarterbacks of all
Right,
time.
Jameis Winston.
And
Some people consider him the second best quarterback of all time. So I mean,
I'd say he's the first.
Breeze?
No, Jameis Winston.
Oh, agreed. 100%. Yep. If you're putting up 30 touchdowns and 35 interceptions, you deserve a spot in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
You ever seen any other quarterback do that? Never.
But
Man, shoot it.
again,
Never.
I mean, Winston had that amazing throw. That was the best throw I think I've ever seen
30
Winston.
for 30, then you've made it.
I'm sorry. Who had 100% completion rate this game?
Jameis Winston.
Jameis fucking Winston.
Jameis fucking Winston. 56 yards.
And a pity.
Imagine if that got intercepted. Imagine if he was 0 for 1 with 1 interception.
And then Drew Brees still at the end of the game goes, I guess it's your team now, man. I don't know.
Good luck.
You know what's actually amazing is the who played the Saints last week? The Bears? The Bears did that exact play and dropped it in the end zone. The Saints took that play from the Bears and said, well, let's try it.
They did.
And it worked.
That's just the sign of a good coach being able to
Exactly.
take things from opponents and use them to your advantage.
Mm-hmm. But again, back to the game.
It really helped them out in the long run because they made it past the wild card round this time. Hey, Saints! You wasted a Hall of Fame quarterback's career. Woo!
I don't know if you can blame the whole Saints on that.
Yeah, I can. I can pretty much blame the Saints. Not for this time, but for other times I can.
All right, let's get back into it. So NFC, I think, is just absolutely amazing because one, you have the 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks going against each other today. With, by the way, lots of love and respect to Breeze and Brady. The way that interaction after the game was just amazing. I think it was really very, very nice touch.
What you didn't see off screen was Jameis come out and then go, no.
No, go back to the locker room. But point being, now whether the Saints won or the Bucs won before the game even started, we knew that they'd be playing whoever won would be playing the Packers. So it's just like incredible for the NFC right now. You got 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks going into it, and it just can only get better. It's just unreal. But Bucs take it 30-20. Saints had a good game, but just couldn't hold on, and Bucs just take it in the fourth, really late in the fourth.
Well, I feel like this game was like roll my eyes at this and want to make me throw up, but a quintessential like Brady swing. You know what I mean? Like there are games that you watch Tom Brady playing, and they don't play great at the beginning, and then the defense starts to play into it, and then Brady makes the throws that he needs to make in order to win the game. I mean, yes, they won by 10 points, but they didn't look good for the first quarter and a half, really. I mean, but the thing is when I was watching the game, obviously James was there with us, and I don't know where you were, Chris, but no, I mean, like, I don't know where you were, if you were watching it or where you were watching it.
I was at that point. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we were watching up on the wall here because we got a projector, and like
Flex.
I know Flex, right? It's a pocket projector. Ooh, I got money.
A second.
Yeah, we got loaded, but
I'll give your pocket a projector.
Is it that luxurious banana hammock?
Yeah, it's just the banana I carry in my pocket.
I'm assuming the name of this episode is Banana Hammock because we've said it 7 times.
Dude, put some nipple clamps on and I'll throw it on.
You have to be completely naked. The only
I'll
thing
take my shirt off. I'm not taking my
pants off.
Banana
hammock. Full banana hammock. Full banana hammock. If you want to see nipple clamps on my goddamn titties, you need to full banana hammock that bullshit.
I keep my boxers on.
I need to see dick and ball outline if you want nipple clamps on me. End of story.
I can't.
End of story.
I can't.
Chris, no one's gonna judge you except the entire internet.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not even them that I'm worried about.
We're live.
Myself.
This is live partial nudity, Chris. Like this is where we go. This is the shit that we got to do in order to gain followers.
I'll tell you what. I'll look at the YouTube comments. We'll see what they say.
Anyway,
Oscar the Grouch. I can't take you seriously.
You could kind of see the shift during the game. I think once the second half hit and then, Breeze threw that first pick, I just kind of knew that everything was shifting to the Bucks and they were going to win that game. I mean, that's just how it works with fucking Tom Brady. That's just how his luck is. And, it's worked out for him. Clearly, he's going to another championship game. This man is 15-2 all time in divisional rounds. He's played a full fucking season in a game.
Yep.
Just in divisional round games, and he's 15-2. He's lost 2 divisional round games in his entire career.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Brady has more playoff wins than any other team has appearances combined. Is that correct?
I don't know if that's necessarily true because you got to think a lot of these teams have been around for a long time. But I mean, like the Packers have been in the playoffs for a while and stuff like that. I don't know. We can look up that stat, but I know he's got more playoff wins than most teams. Most teams have playoff appearances. So that's true.
Yeah.
Definitely the Texans. Definitely the teams that are newer. Absolutely. And then even like the Lions too. Like the Lions make the playoffs like once every 45 fucking years because they're hot trash. But
now it also brings us to the point that do we throw out the Brady as a system quarterback thought that everyone has been saying?
So yes, you do.
Is this the point where you can say, holy
I'm gonna
fucking
say,
shit?
I'm gonna say because Tom Brady is the system.
Ooh.
I'm going off of
That's
comments
bold.
made by Bruce Arians himself.
We
Literally by Bruce
that.
Arians literally said, I don't call any of these plays. It's all Tom Brady. Tom Brady is running the fucking offense.
What do you think happens after the game? Are they
That's
like
it. End of story? He's the system. He makes the plays. Like I don't even fucking know who the offensive coordinator is for the Bucks. I don't.
Tom Brady?
It's Tom Brady. Clearly, it's Tom Brady. So he's the one coming up with the plays because he knows what he can do and can't do. That's why it's worked for him in Tampa Bay so far. That's it. Plain and simple.
I think that's the funniest thing.
Belichick
Though.
didn't wanna
Arians
give him
coming
the
out
reins.
saying, "Yeah, I don't tell him what to do." I mean,
he's like, I don't like. It's Tom motherfucking Brady. Like, if he wants to run sticks, he's gonna run sticks.
but Arians literally comes out and says, "Yes, I am not the coach of this team because I have zero clue what I'm doing. So we just let Tom run his course and hope it works out."
I mean, it's worked out.
It has.
Being as though they're in an NFC championship. So,
why even pay for a coach then? Why even pay?
Well, because it's Bruce Arians. I mean, at least he can coach other players. He doesn't have to do anything with fucking Tom Brady, the offense. He still coached the defense, and they did excellent against the Saints. 3 turnovers. So, I mean,
That's fair.
And not to mention, really weird flex, Todd Bowles, low-key fired defensive coordinator.
He's been fired. What do you mean? Fire, not fired. Sorry. He's been fired. He's always been.
I haven't given him due credit, I guess.
That's fair. I mean, I think he's one of those guys who's a better coordinator than coach.
Yeah, agreed.
Jets he was with weren't good.
Right. And so looking at, obviously, again, I don't want to go off on the tangent, but now looking at the last couple of years, I wonder how much of it was Josh McDaniels and how much of it really was Brady running that offense. Just a question.
That's the better conversation actually to bring up, Zach.
Yeah. Because we've seen Josh McDaniels try and coach, and it was a literal dumpster fire.
Right.
So, I'm just throwing that question out there. Maybe we can throw some master debation on Thursday. Maybe that's the question. Okay. Okay.
All right, but James, we didn't get your thoughts on this game.
We didn't allow him to. I mean,
I know. Me and Zach have kind of been going off.
Yeah.
It was awful to see Breeze potentially go this way with the 3 interceptions, but like you guys both said, it was a Bucs defensive game. They locked it down. I mean, I think this is a story for a lot of teams where if healthy blank was healthy, like would have been better. Apparently Michael Thomas was playing through injuries, but I still don't think that's enough to slow down what the Bucs were able to do.
No, I think it makes the game a lot more palatable for Saints fans, but it just didn't. Yeah. I mean, it is sad to see him go out, but I'm glad at least Breeze had, I guess Breeze had Brady to kind of help him along with the process at the end of the game. I mean, I think that was really nice of him to do. And it's weird. It is weird to see Tom Brady out there with Drew Brees on Drew Brees' potential last game, while Tom Brady's going to be 95 with crutches playing in Super Bowl, 3,000 after 95 Super Bowl fucking wins. But
for real, it's strange. And I think what also goes into play here is just how, like, this is a game that when Brady was on the Pats that we all would have loved to see, because I know, at least speaking for me and Zach as a Pats fan, I have so much respect for Breeze, and I would have loved to see Pats versus Saints almost any day. Same with Pats versus Packers, and now we're getting to see those games, granted from a different team, but the Bucks, it's the New England Bucks almost,
I mean,
because
it
Brady
really,
carries that.
Especially with Bruce Arians saying, "Yeah, Tom Brady runs the offense. I don't have any say."
Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally is Tom Brady's team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, technically speaking, we probably would have gotten a similar thing in New England, but you would have had, Bill Belichick coaching the defense rather than Bruce Arians. So, I mean, whatever. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see, and so much respect for them both. Sorry.
No, you're good. You know what matchup excites me more? Brady versus Rodgers too.
Yeah, when the Bucks won, I looked over at Drew, and Drew is not happy. He is not happy to see Brady come into Lambeau. He would have much rather had Breeze. I mean, and regardless of the outcomes of both the games this year, obviously the Packers beat the Saints at Lambeau, and then they lost to the Bucks. I mean, if you're anyone, you don't want to see Tom Brady come into your stadium. I don't. I really don't. Like, say what you will about him, and if you lost respect for him after leaving the Patriots or whatever, that's fine. But I mean, that dude just has balls of steel. He will come in and just absolutely crush your dreams if you are any other team, hands down.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, Brady, I think, has shut out all the haters at this point, which is, oh yeah, he's trash. He's gonna go with the Bucks and do nothing. And look at now, he's like, I'm back, bitches. You miss me, and now I'm on the other side of the field, and look at me still go. Like,
he had a quiet 4,500-yard season for a 43-year-old. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Christ.
It's I don't know what this man's deal is, why he's still playing when he's already has his legacy in solid stone. I mean, I think we talked about this. Are there any unanimous Hall of Fame?
Yes. Oh, there absolutely is. There are.
I know it's only like 5 though.
Not necessarily. I mean, when you think of Hall of Fame players, the first, I will just rattle some off. Obviously, I think of Peyton Manning. I think of Joe Montana. I think of Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. Like, you can keep going. Those should be universal locks.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't vote them into the Hall of Fame, you're either a fucking hater or you're just a hater. I can't even
being unanimous in the NFL isn't as crazy as a thing as it is in baseball.
Baseball. No, right. Exactly.
Yeah. That's true. That's a very good point.
Because a lot of times, like, baseball is tough. I feel like baseball's a lot tougher because, like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess baseball writers are just a lot tougher on who they
No, I agree. To be unanimous in the MLB, you really have to solidify your mark. In the NFL, you just have to be not that being an amazing player is easy, but it is easier in the NFL. But it doesn't change the fact that, I mean, what Brady is doing now is something that no one saw coming. And I don't think anyone saw the Bucks even. Granted, the Bucks we knew would be all right, but I don't think anyone saw the Bucks coming and taking the NFC and making it to the conference.
You know what I said at the beginning of the year. I said that they were going to lose in the wild card round because I thought, especially with the addition of Antonio Brown, that they were going to shit the bed. But it looks like Antonio Brown either is covering up any off-field stuff well enough to not interfere with the game, or he has his shit together, and that's a scary thought. Your number 3 wide receiver is Antonio Brown. That's scary.
Now, here's my question, Zach. Do you think the Packers have enough weapons to limit on defense to limit the high-powered Bucks offense.
I do, yes. I think they will. I think what's going to hurt them is if they aren't able to slow down Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. That's going to be tough for them. Obviously, it's going to be very tough. Packers don't have the best run defense. Their secondary, I think, is going to be okay. There's going to be chunk plays and stuff like that, and that's fine. It's going to be an offensive shootout. If the Bucks defense, limits Rodgers, it's going to be a very long day for Packers fans. I'm really sorry, but this is a tough draw for the Packers.
Mm-hmm. I think, sorry to cut you off, Zach, but it also plays the Packers defense is not horrible, and they can definitely cover that pass. But Brady, we can go back last week again and look at some of the throws he had to Godwin that Godwin unfortunately dropped, but like that end zone pass, those are what the Packers have to prepare for all week. Brady is going to be throwing it over the top. And there's going to be a lot of diving catches, I think.
Let's not forget, and I know this is like, the off field or the intangible. Tom Brady's a fucking dog. He's an underdog again. You like, there is no other athlete in the world where you can sit down and say he physically takes underdog status and shoves it up people's asses.
I am so fucking excited.
This is going to be a good. They're both
going to be half
good
the
games.
reason why I can't put the banana hammock on.
Yeah.
I've just had a rock hard boner since the Bucks won. It won't go away.
Very direct. Very, very direct.
I'm just kidding. But this is going to be by far, I don't care about the Super Bowl anymore. This is the Super Bowl. I think this is probably the best game we're ever going to see.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean,
this may be one of the best games ever played.
You did watch the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl, right? I mean, because that was
okay. I'm saying one of the best, not the best. I think this will be one of the best games ever played. We never got to see Brady versus Rodgers, or hardly ever.
That's true.
And now we get to see it. Granted, a different scenario. Oh my God, this is going to be a good game. And I think if the Bucks defense plays like it did last week, if you can pick Rodgers off more than once, that's unreal. That's astounding. So,
but let's not forget though, it's going to be a lot harder to pick Aaron Rodgers off because this dude does not get picked off.
And Rodgers is having one hell of a year too. And this is going to be down to, I think, within 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, this game will go down to.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. It'll be a close game. I have the Packers. I have the Packers edging the Bucks. I just think that, it's been that kind of year for Rodgers and the Packers. I mean, yeah, they're going to have a really tough time with this game. But what are they going to do if they make it to the Super Bowl and have to play the Chiefs? Or even the Bills? I mean, the Bills have been hard to limit all year too. So, I mean, you just have to put your big boy pants on and you got to stop them. You got to make big plays. Diamond fucking plays, boys.
I mean, Chris, you want to go with your picks before I go?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the high train and go with the Bucks. Don't ever put Brady out. Don't put Brady out. And even if they are losing at halftime, Brady's a second half man. Don't put him out. And I think this is, like I said, I think this is going to be one of the most incredible games, and I cannot wait to watch it. But I think I'm really riding the Bucks here. I think that defense is going to come out stronger than it did last week, and I'm thinking we're going to have the Devontae Adams, who's ever matched up with him, is just going to be a ridiculous matchup. I'm assuming it's going to be Devin White.
No.
Whoever
plays corner for the Bucks, I really don't.
I know, but why not put White out?
Devin White's a linebacker.
I know.
But anyways,
just play zone.
You can't play zone against Aaron Rodgers. It's like playing zone against Tom Brady. You just get picked apart.
So, Chris, let me guess. You're picking the Packers, but taking the Bucks.
I'm taking the Bucks straight this time.
Yeah, you see.
Wow.
I'm worried. I'm not confident with this pick, but I do still have the Packers making the Super Bowl. I'm not confident because of what I saw from their defense last week, but I am picking the Packers, and that is my pick. That's my choice.
So we are currently sitting with the best four quarterbacks available to play against each other. We're sitting with Tom Brady.
Yep.
We're sitting with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
We got Josh Allen and Chad Henne. So out of those four that are still standing, the best quarterback currently in that group is Aaron Rodgers this year. I will
Yes.
take that. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Drew, this one's for you. Play, you bitch. Give me the pack, baby.
I couldn't hear that at all.
Yeah, you were too far from the mic.
You ruined it. Put it at the mic. I can't hear it.
They put it at the mic and you fucked it.
Sorry for our fans at home. He was trying to play this. Na 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 na. Go Pack, go. You're welcome.
I had a good time.
Didn't we say that's what the song would say before it even got released?
But anyway, yeah, Packers.
Thanks, James.
Oh, I thought it was the Lil Wayne song. I'm sorry.
No, it was not.
No, that's green and yellow. I'm a cheesehead, motherfucker, cheese whiz.
So the last game on the slate, Jesus Christ. The last game on the slate is the Bills versus the Chiefs. Biggest question mark going into this, which we already kind of talked about. We're not going to go too much deeper until probably the BOTA show, and we know. Is Patrick Mahomes going to play? He's the question mark. Do you trust a Chad Henne-led Chiefs team to compete against the Bills? Because I'm with Zack shaking his head right now, and I'm going to give that a strong no.
No. Again, if you don't have 100% Patrick Mahomes, no offense, Chiefs fans. I know you guys are the bona fide best team in the AFC, possibly the NFL. This Bills team is playing with the fucking edge, and they're gonna come after you no matter who's at quarterback. It's just facts. And that secondary locked down the Ravens. That secondary did a good job against the Colts, I guess ish. But I mean, they got more or less pounded on the ground. What?
It's fucking white.
Oh, that yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
you were having a rave in there.
I'm going to be very interested to watch the key matchup in this game is Tre'Davious White against Tyreek Hill. I know. I think know.
If Chad starts, I don't think we're going to see much of those long balls, though.
Well, you think that, and then 47-year-old Chad Henne, who was drafted by the Jaguars, right?
I don't even remember.
I fucking forget. He's been on every other team.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he could still air the ball out. Tyreek Hill gets like 90 yards of separation anyways on anyone he plays, so it's not like it really matters.
Don't let the cheetah loose.
But I do agree with you to a point. I don't think they're going to air the ball out as much. Only if Chad Henne plays, only because he doesn't have that kind of release that Patrick Mahomes does. The Patrick fucking Price right there. The Price is goddamn right with his release. Mm-hmm. That man has a cannon for an arm. Chad Henne, wet noodle. So I mean, wet noodle.
I'll tell you what. Either way, I'm actually going to take the Bills, no matter who starts.
Yeah, me too. No, I agree. I
agree.
Injured with his ankle. Doesn't even matter about concussion protocol.
Oh, we all agree that you know what that means.
Congratulations, Chiefs fans, on your AFC title.
Yeah.
We forgot to include Drew again.
Brought to you by State Farm.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
Not brought to you by State Farm.
We're on this game now, so
don't sue us, please.
The Bills need to get Singletary moving. That's a key factor.
I'm hoping game. Is Zack Moss out for the rest of the playoffs?
Yes, he is out.
Fuck. All right. So yeah, that's gonna be tough then.
Singletary has to produce.
He does. You're right.
And then they need to let Josh Allen thrive. They need to cover him and protect him in the pocket and let him and Diggs connect, and it will be exactly what's going to happen, I think. But I agree either way, whether Mahomes starts or not, which let's all clear the air. I think we already said this. Mahomes should not start. I don't care if you're in concussion protocol. I don't care if you're cleared. He should not be starting. But yet the NFL may work their magic and let him start. He's hurt. He's injured. He has now nerve or brain damage for God knows what. I think the Bills take this either way. And I think if Singletary can get separation and actually produce some yards, it's going to be, I think the Bills take it by over 7.
I think it's going to be a closer game than that. But I mean, I don't know, because I think realistically, you can put any quarterback in that system and win, 75% of your games just based on the talent that's on that team. The extra, percent comes from having arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, obviously. But come playoff time, it's a whole different animal. And if you have Chad Henne in there, I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. It's just not going to happen. We could be shocked. The Bills could puke on themselves and Chad Henne could have a 500-yard day and we all look like fucking idiots. That's fine. I'm okay with swallowing that pill. But if Patrick Mahomes starts this game, then you should be ashamed of yourselves for pushing this. You really should.
I don't think you can blame the fans. I think you blame the NFL.
You can't.
The NFL's a joke if they allowed Mahomes.
You can't. I'm not blaming the fans. I'm saying if you are a Chiefs fan and you're saying, "Oh well, we need Patrick Mahomes," you do need Patrick Mahomes. That's very true. But the fact that you're prioritizing winning a game over having him for the next 10 years and not have CTE is kind of disgusting. So.
Agreed. Plus, we don't know if he does start. It could be one hit that puts him out. He already has an injured foot. We know I think his brains are scrambled from whether he has a concussion or not. One hit could put that man out. So save him.
Right, and it's dangerous to put him out there, especially if he just had a concussion. Mm-hmm. The rates of getting a concussion after reconcussing yourself after getting a concussion are like what 80% or something like that.
Something big.
It's way higher.
What is
it? So high.
You're very vulnerable for like 3 weeks after concussion, right?
And for long-term extensive, like long-term damage.
Yeah, I think the Bills definitely have the upper hand, but it's going to be a wait and see. Whether Mahomes starts or not, it's going to be interesting to see this game. So
yeah, well, I mean, time will tell. But yeah, all three of us have the Bills. I believe we'll get Drew's picks. I believe Drew obviously has the Packers.
Zach, I'm glad you said that. Let's get Drew's thoughts on the Packers right now.
Hey, what's going on, BOTA World? It's your boy Drew, your resident Packers fan. So happy that the Packers were able to pull out a big win over the Rams this weekend on Saturday in the NFC divisional round, heading back to the NFC Championship for the second year in a row. This time will be played at the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, Aaron Rodgers' home turf. First time he's ever gotten to play there in the title game. So it'll be a very, very fun game to watch, taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, team that beat the crap out of us earlier in the season. Can't really lie, no way getting around that. All we can hope for is that LaFleur has made the right adjustments, played a tough Rams defense, made them look like a pee-wee football defense. So I'm not too worried about it. I think they'll make the adjustments. Aaron Rodgers has been so hot since that game, so your 2020 MVP's off to the Super Bowl. That's your prediction from Drew. I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry I couldn't be on the show.
All right, and we're back.
Thanks, Drew.
Well, those were his thoughts from last week. I don't know if he gave his picks for this week.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, those were his thoughts from last week, dipshit. That's what I said.
Hey, Drew, tell me your thoughts on the Packers last week.
Yeah, they were great.
Thanks, Drew.
Ended my life. Thank you. All right, go ahead. Who's hosting this again?
You go.
I don't think it's any of us at this point.
Yeah, no. The show runs itself.
Drew's hosting it by himself.
The show is Tom Brady. It runs itself.
Thanks for talking about Packers.
All right, so next Sunday.
Thanks for coming on the show, y'all. This was
Sunday,
garbage time.
January 24th, 2021, 3:05 p.m. Bucks at Green Bay, and then 6:40 Buffalo at Kansas City.
This is Sunday, right?
Yes. Gonna be an amazing slate of games.
Gonna be a good day. It's a good day for football.
As per usual in playoffs, it's do or die.
Yeah. Yeah, no
second chances.
You heard it here first. Do or die for playoff format.
Yeah. It changed from last year where it was do or I don't know, go home, I guess.
Go home. Now it's do or die.
Now
Yeah.
it's do or you get your head cut off. There you go.
Okay.
Goo or gabagoo.
Okay.
I like you cut G.
All right.
And my
Well, anyone have any last second thoughts?
Drew, take it away.
No. I want to go eat spa, so hurry up.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm all set. So, yeah, thank you for listening, guys. These are our takes this week and our preview for last week on Garbage Time. As always, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, whatever other podcast places you can find.
Yeah.
And
All of
as
those.
usual, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We've been posting nonstop. I think we got a play of the night now every single day. Play of the day.
Double down on Instagram, Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
In Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
So what Chris is saying is you better check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or he will show up in a banana hammock to your house.
hey guys, just so you know, we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter all at BOTA Sports.
Oh, so is it my turn? Hey guys, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Make sure you check out our
All right, hey, over
Instagram,
to
Facebook,
Drew.
and Twitter.
Over to Drew for the sign up. Yeah, guys, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please check us out.
Make sure you check out our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
That's not what Drew sounds like.
No.
My name's Drew.
Okay, yeah, so you know now it sounds like Drew.
You just need to
Drew's
find
classic catchphrase. It's
Drew.
Drew.
Drew's classic catchphrase. Hey, I'm Drew.
it's me. It's Drew.
I like cheese. Fucking end it.
And that.
What was my catchphrase last week?
I don't fucking
Oh,
know.
Yabo, I think.
Your job to remember.
Stay Yabo.
Stay beautiful.
They saw me.
Stay Yabo.
Hey, Drew.
See Drew. See Drew. This is the breakdown, ladies and gentlemen, of the BOTA, whatever the fuck this is. Garbage Time with BOTA. There it is. New name.
Tell me and
Can't even
James
get the
B.
name right still.
Yeah, can't get the name right. It's like the Washington or yeah, you know how it be.
Moi hoi mine.
Jesus.
Let's do this fucking thing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BOTA Cast.
Welcome back to the BOTA Cast.